What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Decided to get back into a little bit of the whole YA thing. California Youth Authority, for those of you that are new to the channel that don't know what it is, the California Youth Authority was underneath the California Department of Corrections. They were under the umbrella of the California Department of Corrections. California Youth Authority was prison for minors up to their 25th birthday. I've said over and over again, I believe personally it was the worst experiment California ever did with kids in the juvenile justice system. It created monsters, but I think it was all a plan. Unfortunately, I think it was all a plan. They were building all these prisons in California. How are you going to fill these prisons? By creating these monsters in the California Youth Authority that are going to re-enter society and re-offend. Most dudes, I don't know the numbers. I always say most. Maybe I'm wrong. But most dudes that paroled from the California Youth Authority were either fighting a death penalty case or fighting a murder case or dead within 6 months of their release. There weren't a lot of success stories. There were some. Congratulations to those guys. Smarter than me, way smarter than me. I was one that fell right in that criteria into that group where I paroled, and 5 months later, I was fighting a death penalty, wound up getting found guilty of second-degree murder, along with 5 assaults with deadly weapons, a gang enhancement, a bunch of crap, right? And I wound up serving over 24 years. SB 261 came into effect, gave me an opportunity to get out. Okay. But I've spoken in several other videos. If you haven't seen them, if you're new to the channel, look for my California Youth Authority videos. Get an understanding of what it was. I believe it was the most brutal place I ever did time. There weren't the guidelines that people have to function with in the California Department of Corrections. And I don't mean function with regarding the cops. Fuck their rules. When you're behind those walls, whatever rules any institution or department has to say, those rules, you break those rules, you go to the box, you go to the hole, you go to the shoe, you break the convict rules of the faction that you were a part of, you wind up dead, or if you're lucky, just a bunch of holes punched throughout your body. Right? So whenever you hear me, or I think anybody else, any other content creator talking about breaking a rule, they're not talking about the cops' rules. Those don't matter at all. But I wanted to just talk about one of the really scandalous things that used to go on in the California Youth Authority, CYA, YA for short. Mind games. Mind games were a part of the program in YA. There was a particular mind game that we had heard of when I was in Paso. We never did it, but we had heard of it, and it was one of the games that the homies in Nellis would play. And when I was in Paso, when Vatos would get in trouble in Nellis and get kicked out of Nellis and get sent to Paso, we made it a point to tell them, hey, homie, with all due respect, them games that you guys play over there, don't bring them over here. Like, we're not doing that. And one of the games that they played over there was this. Somebody new would come to the dorm, a homie. Everybody gets tested, right? And they would make this big old thing. I think I've told this actually on a video already. They'd make this big old thing up. Hey, almost, I know who this vato is. That's so and so. Like they would send somebody, hey, where you from, Holmes? And he would say a neighborhood. They would go back and say, hey, let's run that game on him. And he would say he's from, a certain neighborhood. And the whole thing was they would create this big old issue of, nah, homie, you used to be from this other neighborhood, eh? you ranked out. That's not where you're really from. And he'd be like, I got it tatted on me. Like, you could tattoo anything you want, Holmes. But you used to be from this barrio. And they would be on him, Holmes. Like, hey, Holmes, you used to be from this barrio. And I know, the reason why I know for a fact who you are and where you were from is because I blasted you, homie. I shot you in your ass, Holmes. I know for a fact you gotta definitely have to have a fucking scar on your right butt cheek, homie, from when I shot you. Nah, I don't got no fucking, I ain't never been shot in my ass, this and this and that. Hey, Holmes, I'm telling you right now. And then other vatos that are in on it would be like, hey, fool, hey, let's go to the bathroom, man. Because this vato's saying that you ranked out and you used to be from another barrio, Holmes, and he's saying he shot you and he knows for a fact, Holmes, all you got to do is show. If you don't got the scar, then the homie's lying. The smart vatos would just take off, just start fighting, just swinging. Unfortunately, there were people that would fall for the game, go to the bathroom, drop their pants, and somebody would slap them right on their ass. Bah! You fucking leva, weak. You're weak. And that's how they would start their career in the California Youth Authority. There were other ones like in Paso that would do, stupid shit where they would, somebody wasn't liked and he just got there and was acting too tough. Somebody would sit down with them like, hey, Holmes, who are you, eh? Like, you walking around here like you're tough, Holmes. You just started. Man, you're so fresh. You're such a fish around this motherfucker. I bet you don't even know how many bricks are in this wall. I fucking counted every brick in this fucking building. You know how many fucking bricks are in this wall right here? And dudes, again, that wouldn't be like, man, fuck you and that wall, and just get down. You would have dudes be like, nah, I haven't even had a chance, Holmes. I just got here. Well, why don't you count, Holmes? Why don't you count? You got time? And the vato will be like, right now? Yeah. 1, 2, there he goes. Weak-minded. Everybody on the compa is like, this vato's a leva. And this is why when people ask, if somebody gets dropped leva and YA doesn't follow him to the joint, for that, vatos would actually get dropped leva for that shit because they fell for the okie doke. They felt pressured. Could have been from a small neighborhood, didn't have no homeboys on the dorm. These vatos pushed up on them like that. And they felt like, fuck, I might as well just count this, or I might as well fucking show them I don't have this scar, or whatever game they ran. That's definitely not following you anywhere. Vatos that got dropped leva for stuff like that, or for beating up the homie that was running the compa. As soon as they got to YTS was ran like the joint. Somebody would come and somebody would say, hey, Holmes, so-and-so came with us on the bus. He's leva. For what? Oh, because, they ran this juego on him. They ran this game on him. And he felt, fuck, that fool ain't a leva, homie. He's just stupid. And they would tell him, like, hey, Holmes, you're good here, eh? And be good again. Because he wasn't a rat. He wasn't a sex offender. Nothing like that, right? Those things, you get dropped leva for bad charges, telling, getting involved in weirdo activities. There's no cleaning that up. You're taking that with you to the grave. That is not, you go to the joint, boom, that follows you. You're going to get hit. That's it. You participated in something that is illegal in the criminal world. And so you cannot be around those type of criminals that do not believe in that. And hopefully that would be all of them, right? But I just wanted to give you guys another quick little glimpse into, imagine too, man. I've said it a bunch of times. Imagine you go to the California Youth Authority at 15. I went in at 15, right? You go in at 15 and you got this 19 or 20-year-old dude who's been hitting the weights, sitting down, and he's like, hey, Holmes, what's up with your fucking attitude, eh? You don't even know how many bricks are in this wall. And you got these dudes, man. Some of them will just be like, okay. And they'll start counting, and there they go. So maybe they're 15. They got 3 years to do before they can even hit YTS. So that for the next 3 years, they don't get to have nothing in their locker from their families, from their lady, from anybody. It's going to get took from them. If they try to fight back, there was levas, and then the homies that were not levas were referred to as firme raza. Firme raza can never lose to a leva. So I mean, a dude could get dropped level, and he's 6'4" and 250 pounds. Okay, so it's gonna take five of the Friedman ones to jump on him. Whoever he had the audacity to argue with, helps on the way. That dude cannot win. He's gonna get hit with everything. YA was an extremely treacherous, dog-eat-dog world for kids. And then the ones that made it, I paroled. I was my same height as now. I was probably 140, 145 pounds. Skinny little dude, right? And by the way, those of you asking, I'm 5'7" and 3/4. Yes, count the 3/4. They're there. But that height, that weight, but I made it through the California Youth Authority with flying colors. So I, in my mind, was the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And nobody was gonna be able to tell me otherwise. And that's part of the reason why my ego, that right there, that chip on my shoulder, allowed me to not hesitate and wind up catching a life sentence and doing all that time. That is what, you had dudes enter CYA, kids that already had 5-6 bodies, meaning they had killed 5 or 6 people already on the streets. They went in there, and then they got all that hatred bred into them, or at least reinforced on a whole nother level. And then some of those guys, they had juvenile life, so they get out at 24. Get back in the community. Monsters. Anyways, that's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.